All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. Coming into the day, I took 0 trades. I didn't like anything that the market gave me today. So yeah, let's kind of go over my analysis on the week and what I was thinking. So coming into the week here, I wanted to be bearish at first. The reason being is because we opened and immediately went higher, right? Again, we had these dailies equal lows that I wanted to see get hit. And again, I know they were SMT'd already. So like I was just thinking in perspective, like, okay, if these are SMT'd like from last week and we respect this 4-hour range coming into this week, we might want to see a reaction from the super buys and revert back down to these equal lows. That's kind of my perspective on this. So again, that's kind of my perspective on this. Bro, what the fuck? All right. My bad. So that was kind of my perspective on this. Obviously, this since we rallied, I would say this is a rejection block. So since this is SMT, it's a protected low, price open lower into the rejection block, and then we rally higher. So coming into the morning here, again, I looked at daily profiles. That was my first thing. So I was bearish on the higher time frame, but I wanted to see the daily profile to see if it aligned. I mean, sorry, I was bullish on the higher time frame, but bearish like intraday, like on the lower time frame, because I wanted to just see a rebalance and a sweep of the low, and then for the rest of the week I wanted to see a rally higher. But what kind of made me a little like bullish was the fact that Asia opened lower and then rallied, London opened lower and then rallied. So it's like there was a manipulation before going higher. So that made me feel like today was going to be a New York continuation day. So coming into the day here, I was like, damn, like if this is true bullish, I want to see 930 open lower into this for value gap here. Again, right here, into this breaker in this 1 hour BISI. So again, this is kind of what I was looking at, and I was like, all right, like if we're bullish, we're gonna tap into this 930, and then we'll go higher. Obviously, we manipulated before 930, so 930 ended up going straight to the draw. So once I saw this, I was like, okay, like 930 is opening higher. I like this. Since 930 is opening higher here, I want to see price go back down to prove my thesis, right? This is like kind of like my to prove my trade idea. So I was like, okay, like I don't mind seeing some shorts. Price up this buy side liquidity on the 5-minute. We close back in the range. I want to see this 5-minute inversion. Again, what did price do? We tapped into this 1 or 2 minute BISI, whatever. Was it a 3-minute? No, it was a 2-minute BISI. We tapped, and then we went higher, right? So again, this is the first value gap that got put in after 930. We were bullish, so we tapped. We took the high. If we're bullish, what is price gonna do? So let me, oops. Since we're bullish, what did price do? Tapped it for value gap, took the high, and then we have the rejection block, and then price went higher. Since we're bullish, right? If we're truly bullish, we're not gonna take the low. This will be seen as a protected low, and then we'll go higher. Again, I'm just saying that is a protected low. Hindsight, again, the reason why is because I was still a little bit bearish here because I wanted to see like, I was only bearish until we closed above. So once this 5-minute closed above here, then I knew that we're bullish. So this rejection block is hindsight right now. I noticed in hindsight. And I didn't notice now, like I knew it as it was happening once we got the close above. So once we got a close above here, I was like, okay, like, yeah, we're bullish. Like, there's no reason why we should be closing above. So, although the 15-minute closed here, we went lower, and that's when we put in the rejection block right here. So, I wanted to see this go lower. Again, I did see this as being like a sweep, and then this is your change in state of delivery for the trade CISD. We're tapping into this 4-hour. We see rebalance, sweep, change in state of delivery. Your fair value gap entry right here, and then stop at the high. Immediately getting slammed, right? Again, in theory, like I personally wouldn't wait for this. I would wait for this one just because, again, the daily profile is bullish, and but there's higher time frame PD rates. Like I would just wait for a displacement and close through this, right? This is not really that much of a close. Once we got displacement through this, like right around here, or a close below it, and then for value gap, that would have probably been higher probability. But again, I don't trade that way. I just trade inversions. So 5-minute inversion would have been key for me there. But whatever, it didn't happen. Once price closed above, since this was the last low that got put in, I want to see 10 a.m. trade into this 5-minute gap. 10 a.m. open higher, create equal lows, and we delivered to these highs. Why was I bullish to those highs? One, because of structure on the lower time frame and 9:30, and also because we inversed the 4-hour here and closed, straight through. So with displacement. Okay, obviously we didn't get that. 10 a.m. open higher, and then what did we do? We swept those highs. Again, I don't usually take 5-minute inversions, but only when it's undeniably clear. In this case, in the morning, I would have taken this 5-minute inversion because 9:30 open higher. In this case here, the reason I didn't take this 5-minute inversion is because we've been rallying all day. Again, if you look at price action, there's no higher time for PD rate. There's no clear range. Like, yes, we're in premium of this range, but price is so bullish. Like, again, if there's a daily profile, this is kind of what I want to go over here. If there's like a daily profile of the day where we look kind of like, it's like, let's just say a range here, and there's like, and then we get like boom right here, and let's just say this is like a 5-minute gap here, and then we have low resistance here, right? And then this is an intermediate term high, and then this is like London high, right? And like a lot of people would be like, oh, like, like wait for this gap to inverse because now there's nothing in between you and those highs. Like, yes, I agree with that, but if the daily profile, like let's say it is New York reversal where London open lower or like Asia open higher kind of here or whatever the fuck, and then London is retracing, I expect that high to be the draw, right? Especially if we're in a dealing range. We're tapping into this. Again, we swept this. I would like to see this inversion. We could long here. My break-even would be this 5-minute unfilled, and then TP1 could be this intermediate term high, and then full TP and London high, right? So in this case, yeah, like you could take, even if it's a 5-minute inversion to the 5-minute unfilled, like you could take that in my opinion because the daily profile of the day is like we're bullish, right? But in this occasion, like the daily profile of the day, we are bullish. So why would I go and do that for shorts? You know what I mean? When the model finished for the day. Again, although we have equal lows here, I want to make sure we are bearish. We're shifting structure bearish. So that's my main idea. Okay, so I didn't take this 5-minute. I want to see this whole thing deliver. Again, and plus, like if you're looking at it, we're not inversing discount. So this is discount. This 4-minute, right? Not this 5-minute. This 5-minute is not discount. This 5-minute is an inversion to what? Break even here. Again, there's also a 15-minute unfilled here. I know it's the smallest. Again, I don't care about the 15-minute in that occasion, but I just care about this 4-minute here. Like I want to see displacement through this gap. So again, at first we got this 5-minute change in state of delivery, which I thought was great. The CISD here. The CISD. So I was like, all right, like this doesn't look bad, right? So now I looked at the next fair value gap. We ended up souping this. I thought this would be soup here. We put an SMT at the time. Whoops. We put an SMT at the time. I thought this would be turtle soup. Again, the reason being is because on the 5-minute we didn't close above, and plus like on the 1 minute, like you can say, yeah, we closed above on the next candle, but not really. We didn't close above any of these candles. Reverted back down. I was like, okay, like now right here in this exact moment, I was like, yo, like if this 4-minute inverses, I'm slapping the fuck out of this short. Boom, and I would have put my stop like right around here. Oops. So close below here, and then target a 1-to-1. So like right there or whatever. Whatever. Like I would just target this. Okay. Target a 1-to-1. But again, that's what I would have done. But what did price do? Straight boner candle to the upside again. So again, just pretty much chop. So at this point, it's like, what is price doing? We're respecting discount, and then what did we do? We closed above these highs on the 5-minute. So like again, we inverse here. Why am I not taking this? Because we're bullish. Like this should have inversed, and plus on top of that, look at the 15-minute sideways action. So when we're sideways like this, I don't like seeing price action like this. Like yes, it could deliver, but I want to see again. Boom. What is my draw right here? So again, unless it's a daily profile of the day where it's like super clear, then I would take something like this. But this is just not the case, and I just know it's like, I know if I were to lose the trade, I'll be a little upset with myself. So we're just kind of chopping in here. It's like we want to go lower. I honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if like price literally just kind of freaking dumps with one candle here, like out of nowhere, and we just boom, and then we just kind of chop for the rest of the day, and then like do some weird shit. I don't know. But yeah, yeah. With that being said, again, pretty simple day. Nothing that screamed out to me. Nothing that made me feel really comfortable at all today in taking. So again, I called it already. I'm not looking to take anything. Again, the long I was looking early. Again, I was looking for some shorts earlier. Trade idea wrong. I was looking for long. Trade idea was right, but no opportunity. I was looking for shorts. Again, this trade idea didn't even end up playing out. So again, now we're truly bearish. We just took this high. That should be soup. Once we take this low right here, once we take that low right there, price should displace through, and then if we're still bullish, price will go soup this low and then we'll go higher again. If we're bearish, we'll inverse and then we'll deliver. But yeah, I'm done for the day. It's past my trading time. It's 11:43. I'm not looking to trade anymore. Yeah, again, just to give you guys a little bit of a psychology recap on like why I'm like so focused on just precision, and why, because I literally know that that's the only way to profitability, bro. Like, I've tried to take shortcuts. I would take this 5-minute back then, bro. I'll be like, oh, like that 10 a.m. is opening higher. Like, this is pretty high conviction. Like, this should fall. And I'm the type to, like, I would be the type at the time to hold it. I'll be like, nah, like, price should still go lower. This low resistance, I'm going to hold this. And I would lose. And I'll be like, damn, now I'm down on my account because I didn't want to wait, right? I didn't want to wait for the whole range. I didn't want to wait for everything. And it's like, I'm not trying to do that anymore. I'm looking for the entire range to get disrespected. Again, if it's mech, there can't be anything between me and my draw. If it's like a daily profile of the day and there's like a 15-minute unfilled and there's an opportunity where that would be my break even, and like obviously it's a good day, like it's a Tuesday or Wednesday with news and everything, high volatility day with a clean daily profile, like yeah, I'll probably partial or there again, or if it's not a 1-to-1, I'll just break even and then I expect it to deliver to my draw. But yeah, this is mech. When you're taking a mech trade, it has to be you and the draw. That's it. My draw was equal lows. Boom. So I needed the 4-minute inverse, and that's it. Yeah. And I'm looking at context either way every time. So we got a CISD here. If the markets would have just given me like, how do I explain this? Like another gap like this. Can I just... If the market would just give me something like this, where it's like, if the market would literally give me something like this, alright, let me just make just this just to give you guys like some sort of freaking perspective here, where we sweep and then like, can I like duplicate this? I want to make something like this. I don't know, bro. Just kind of like this, bro. Or we just kind of like do this. We sweep. And then there's like an inversion here in this 5-minute like this. Bang. Bang. So the next candle, if it's red and it goes down like this. So like, let me just kind of delete all this. If it were to look like this, then yeah, bro. Like I'm slapping this IFEG here. Because now there's nothing between me and my draw. You know what I'm saying? If it looks like that, that makes so much more sense. But when there's like a 5-minute CISD low there and shit, like I'm not looking to take it. That's just a little bit of perspective of how I see things. It's just like structure, context. And when we have a CISD, okay, now we change the state. Now I'm getting confidence that there's nothing between me and that, you know? And it's like same thing here though, but in this occasion we respect the discount and we close above. On the 15-minute we didn't, but we're also consolidating, and then we SMT'd this low here too. So it's like, again, I'm waiting. It's mech, me, nothing again. Okay, so yeah, again, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm doing these trade recaps more often just to like share my perspective on the market. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just my own personal perspective, and I'm journaling every single day, holding myself accountable. And again, no trade, not taking a trade is a trade within itself, because you know you're saving capital and you're not having a red day. No trade day is better than a red day. Again, and that's just the truth, right? Anytime that I've been funded and I would lose my account or do something dumb is because I never waited for it to look clear. But then 2 days later, 3 days later, like, or a week later, I would have 3 banger trades back to back to back that I would catch by being process focused and being on a fucking evaluation account instead of my live account. You know, and instead of getting ahead, I'm taking it. You know, now I have to like kind of restart and like go through this mental process all over again, and I'm not trying to do that. So, yeah, that's just kind of my perspective on it. I want to wait for it to be undeniably clear, and yeah, again, I'm not saying like I'll be a perfect trader every single time. There's gonna be times where maybe I feel like the draw liquidity is super clear, and I play maybe a little aggressive in the future. Maybe like if I'm a little bit more confident and everything on certain trades. But again, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking like, okay, like in this exact moment, I'm thinking about the right now. Whatever happens later on in the future, like that's just kind of later in the future. But yeah, I'm always gonna, even in the future, I'm gonna start looking every time undeniably clear. I just know that there's sometimes that the market is like, yo, like although we have this, the draw is super clear on this occasion, and then you adjust, right? Just from market experience. But yeah, right here, this is kind of like it's a Monday. No red folders, just an orange folder. Yeah. Yeah, just again, stay process focused and focus on context. Again, the context in here. Again, that's why I say like maybe a little aggressive, but maybe context. And there's different, not even maybe, but there's different context in different situations. In this case, the context, I needed to wait for the 4 minute. Okay, and sometimes in other occasions with different context, I'll take the 5 minute. Right. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap. Again, stay process focused, focus on context, focus on your draw liquidity, focus on context, and then wait for it to be clear. Always trade the higher time frame, right? The higher time frame is bullish, you want to be bullish, right? If the higher time frame is bullish and the lower time frame is bearish, wait for bullish confirmation or flow, and then wait for a range, wait for your rules, whatever it is. For me, I need to wait for bullish confirmation, and then I will wait for what? My range, my equilibrium, higher time frame, sweep, SMT, high time frame inversion, targeting low resistance liquidity, break even at internal highs or intermediate term highs, or at the end of low resistance liquidity run. So, yeah. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, if you ended up taking a trade today, put it in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys tomorrow on the next trade recap. Yeah. Peace. All right.